Rivals become idols.
Argentina. He came
frozen
Super Leeds. They call him El Loco because he's crazy.
Oh, put him on mute.
He
Put him on
knows
mute.
exactly what we need.
Listen, have we?
Ben White at the back. Bamford in attack. Leeds are going to the Premier League.
Yo, massive
I'm still hyped. I'm going to annoy the shit out of a lot of you today. I'm sorry.
To be honest,
welcome to another edition of Hit the Bar. Make sure you subscribe and like this video, share it with people. We want to thank you again for over 3,000 views on the last episode. We're blown away by the support, so please keep supporting us, and we'll be doing this regularly. Today we're joined again by regular panel members, Kully, the Liverpool fan, Smiley, the very, very happy Arsenal fan, Harva, Man United fan, and today we have with us Mr. Punjabi Whites himself. If you think Smiley's happy, wait till you see this guy. Welcome Chaz Singh, Leeds United fan.
Leeds, come on.
Only one place to start this week. Leeds have ended a 16-year wait, a 16-year omission from the top flight. Finally back. They've had a bit of a reputation for bottling it over the last few years as well. It was confirmed yesterday that they are actually returning to the Premier League. Chaz, how are you feeling right now, bro?
I could not put this into words. Mate, it is absolutely epic. Yeah, it's 16 years. 16 years, haram, they were 16 years. But it just throws away all that nonsense of jinxing it, bottling it, all these curses everyone was going on about. It's like my dad hasn't washed his Leeds top for how many years because he thinks it's lucky. It's all gone. It's all gone. And we're back where we belong. Everyone goes on about the sleeping giant. Leeds are a sleeping giant, and we've finally woken up. Look at the size of the club. I mean, Kully, you might as well be quiet. No one wants to talk to him today. But
why does my name even need to get mentioned? Have I even said it?
I'm going to twist you in half. I'm going to bend you over.
You ain't going to do shit, bro.
I'm telling you.
I know where you live. I'll fucking egg your house.
I am.
Get the protein out then.
Come on.
Chaz, I mean, you were at Ellen Road yesterday, socially distancing, yes. I must say, for the record.
You know what? We tried our best to social distance, and we were safe. We had
bullshit.
We had masks. I don't know where mine ended up.
Ellen Road too.
You know what? I don't even know because Leeds are going to the Premier League. Come on.
Kully, coming up to you.
It's such a great feeling.
Liverpool champions this year, massive achievement, 30-year wait. Leeds back in the Premier League. It's been a good year for those kind of traditionally massive clubs to kind of get back on a level again.
I think it is, yeah. I think for Leeds, obviously, the 16 years, they are a powerhouse. You can't say that they're not. I think especially for like Yorkshire teams, they are. You're not really going to be comparing Bradford and stuff like that. But I think for what they've done, yeah, this is why I think Man United fans are pissed off, and I'm really pissed off that Manny's not on the call because he would have been screaming. But however, you can probably back him up to an extent. You don't want either Leeds or Liverpool doing well. I know you don't want your cities doing well, but Leeds and Liverpool, the rivalry is just as big. To be honest, I think Liverpool-Man United rivalry is probably the biggest. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for
it's good. I think it's a good thing.
I think 5th position and then Leeds getting promoted and then Liverpool winning is the fucking worst season you could probably have. So if we don't get top 4,
bro.
Fuck me. Do you know what I mean? United fans, and I think it summed it up when Marcus Rashford put up a tweet which said, "Congratulations, Leeds." And within 56 seconds, the guy got 72 hate comments saying, "Are you dumb?" Do you know what I mean?
You're scared. You're scared. Man United is scared. That's the problem. There's a rivalry, Leeds, Man U. There's the hatred. But all you big club, even Kully's bum's twitching. He's like that. He's because he's thinking, you know what?
My bum's twitching. We're champions of England, bro.
No, I know you, Kully. Kully's thinking, you know what? I'm going to sing some praises for Leeds now, yeah, just because when we do face them,
Charlie, you're obviously not in our football group, you can back me up in that group, yeah?
Leeds win. Then Kully's going to be like, well, you know what? Look, I told everyone on the podcast, and I says, oh, they're all right. They're a big club, blah, blah, blah. Darde up, darde up. Okay, come on.
Can you just iron this out? You know, I'm basically big up Leeds in the
club. To be completely fair and honest, Kully has been singing Leeds' praises, not from that.
Because you're scared, brother.
I'm saying Leeds need to be back in the Premier League. Smiley, coming to you. Leeds, I mean, it's a huge achievement. I think everyone in the Yorkshire region is happy to, well, most people in the Yorkshire region are happy to see Leeds back. Massive achievement to get there. Staying there is a whole different ballgame now. What did Leeds need to do? I mean, what do they need to do to make sure that they maintain their position in the Premier League next season?
I mean, like I said from my last week's show, really, I don't think they need to do that much. I think they've got an excellent manager that will get the best out of that team, and they have got the best out of that team. If they start bringing in new signings and securing new signings, that team can only get better. It can only get better. And under Bielsa, and I think the Leeds fans say it themselves, in Bielsa we trust, and I 100% as a Leeds fan, if I was a Leeds fan, I would trust Bielsa.
So, is anyone else getting Smiley's connection quite slow?
Yeah, I didn't realise he invited the fucking Terminator to the call.
He's still on wired connection, isn't he? Does he know about wireless and broadband and stuff?
He's gone. He's gonna have it. He's gone.
Harvey, let's come to you, because we had a good debate about managers last week and the best 3 managers to manage in the Premier League. He is such an influential manager. We're talking, I mean, like, Leeds are lucky to have him there because.
Yeah, I think it comes down. I think a lot of credit's gone to the manager and the players, but I think you've got to take your hats off to Radrizzani as well. To go get Bielsa at that time is ridiculous. They've just gone for Monk, and I remember when Monk got him into just near the playoffs and everyone was gassed, and I was like, Monk was nothing. This guy's come in and he's made players like Cooper, Phillips look like world-class players. So I think no matter what you say about the manager, he will come in and he will outsmart a heck of a lot of managers. And I think it proved it towards the end of the season, where there was a couple of games where at half-time it was close, and then he'd make a sub and boom. I think Fulham was a good example. Bamford scored. 99% of the managers wouldn't take Bamford off after scoring a goal. My man whooped him off like he was no one. And then he whooped off Pablo Hernandez last game, took him off, brought him on, took him off. So the guy's got no respect in terms of that. But when you're Bielsa, you haven't got to respect anyone. So
ruthless manager.
He gets the job done. I mean, the guys, they respect him. They'll trust. They might not like his decisions, but it's side before self, isn't it? It's got to be done. And he'll do what needs to be done. Whether
you're paying him big money, though, aren't you?
Oh yeah. I mean, he's but then he's worth it. Look what he's done. He's taken pretty much the same side that finished 13 in the table a few seasons ago, got him into the playoffs, and then the season after, just now, got him promoted. And he's not gone, oh yeah, let's just pile money into it and let's just get the big names, the best players, or anything like that. He's developed them. And you've probably seen it. Well, I don't know if Kully has, because he'll probably just keep watching Liverpool all the time. But you see what he's done to them players and how they've developed. Unbelievable.
To be honest, though, this is why I think the whole Leeds and Liverpool thing is quite similar, man. If you genuinely think about it, Leeds should have been promoted last season. They were top for so long and they bottled it, just like Liverpool. Yeah. It's harder coming back the next year and winning it. Yeah. And Liverpool haven't just basically got second place, and we've wiped the floor with the Premier League.
Smashed it.
And fair enough, same with Leeds, to get what I mean. So I think you have to really mention that. Doing it again after you've lost, it's like taking that big hit and then you come back. That's harder than actually doing it at the time. You see what I mean? So you've got to give respect to Leeds and Liverpool. This is why Man United fans are fucking fuming.
You can't I'll give respect to Leeds where it's due. Liverpool on this call deserves zero respect after their loss against Arsenal. So I've just
there we go.
There's no 100-point season. There's no the best team in the world.
We'll definitely get.
What's the point?
We'll definitely get onto that. We'll definitely get onto that. We'll definitely get onto that after, because Smiley's back now. And he's
boys, I just thought I'd quickly interrupt. I've just dumped my girlfriend because she's got shit internet. I'm going home now. I'm connecting up my internet, and I'll be back with you in about 2 minutes, boys.
Right. Well, do you and your missus live next door to each other?
Don't start the Liverpool and Arsenal debate without me.
We will.
I'm getting absolutely shagged today, mate. I feel like everything I've said over the last 2 podcasts about Liverpool are fucking shit, man. See you in a bit, boys.
Last time I checked, we're still champions, mate.
Looking at that Leeds, let's talk more about that Leeds team now, because obviously, like you say, you couldn't ask for a better manager to take it to the Premier League. There's a lot of these championship teams that come up with kind of managers who've, been there or thereabouts, but you're talking about a world-class manager at Leeds United.
Oh, he's something else.
But what we're talking, he brings the best out of his players that he's got. You will need to strengthen, but do you think that a lot of the Leeds current players can cut it? Now, I'm going to focus in on your striker right now because he's a polarizing kind of guy. People either love Bamford or hate him. They think he works really hard. He's kind of got that Firmino thing about him, that debate kind of about he doesn't score enough goals, he doesn't do this, but he works really hard. Which of those Leeds United players are not going to be able to cut it in the Premier League, in your opinion?
You know what? Bamford, I'm a fan of Bamford. I think the work rate, all right, you know what? Everyone has a good game, bad game every now and then. But he puts in a shift. The work rate he puts in, what he does. We do miss him when he's not on the field. In goal scoring, end of the day, you want your striker to score goals. He's 16? He's got 16 goals this season, which isn't a bad figure. But I think everyone looks at the potential and they look at and compare him onto that. Look, I mean, what's he done? 2 seasons. Bielsa's developed him as much as he has. Is there more development that he can do with him? Can he push him further? I still think some of them are still learning. I think we can hold our own. On our day when we've got the right mindset or whatever you want to call it, but on our day we can hold our own against anyone.
I think I have to say Bamford is a donkey, Joe. I'm sorry to put it out there. I think that's summed up by a lot of fans. I think if you're a diehard Leeds fan, you'll back him and back him and back him. But at the end of the day, the guy should have scored at least 30 goals in the season. And every time I watch Leeds, he's got all the work rate. But he should. It's like the header, the last game. It was the chance he had this game with the right foot when he played across by Alioski, missed that. So in the Premier League, my only concern is Bielsa will not change his way. And if Bielsa trusts in his players, he will give Bamford chance after chance after chance after chance, just like Eddie sat on the bench for half a season. So
I don't think he will. I mean, we get the couple of the right signings. We've been unlucky with the strikers. He's not, and I don't know if this is the case, but he's not had a lot to choose from.
Yeah,
true.
We're injury prone. We got Augustine injuries. It's difficult. We're not spoiled for choice to say.
Do they have to keep Augustine?
Say that again, sorry.
Do they have to pay for Augustine, or is he gone back? Because I read that they might have to pay the 20 million and keep him.
Yeah, he's gone back whilst he's injured and whatnot, but there's some sort of legal disputes going on about whether they have to pay it, because I think there's something contractual about if we get promoted, you've got to pay it to 19 million.
20 million, 19 million.
Looking at Bamford, just to kind of to square this, it's one of those where, have a kind of said it there. He works really hard, definitely, but he misses some big chances. The chance against Barnsley he missed to make it 2-0 and to shut that game off, where it was a bit of a scrappy game that Leeds kind of dragged themselves through. If they'd have scored that game, they'd have walked to the end of that match. In the Prem, you're going to get probably half the amount of chances you get in the Championship, and you're going to have to take those big chances, big moments. Is a striker a priority for you, Chaz, do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. It's like you said. I mean, the chances are going to be less, and we cannot afford to not take them. We've been lucky with some of them. We've been, that sort of quality where we can make more chances. But if you reduce the amount of chances we're going to get, you seriously cannot afford to be missing them.
Yeah. I think you have to look at the fact that Premier League are going to have better keepers as well, better defences. So it's going to be a struggle. I think you need a proper number 9.
I think it might work in the opposite direction. I think for the first season, no one's going to respect Leeds enough to sit back behind the ball. So if you don't sit behind the ball, that's what I mean. So if people are attacking each other, if the bottom 10 sides go at Leeds United, Bielsa will love opening them up on the counter attack, because the counter attack goals that they've got are ridiculous. So I think either way, they still need. I think they need to get rid of the keeper. I mean, I didn't expect the racist keeper incident to come back. So he was celebrating yesterday. I'm just saying. How on earth they brought him back into the celebrations after he got done for racism? Leeds United, hang your heads in shame.
You know what, right? I don't know if this is the right podcast, but there's a lot to say about that. When I got my topic list, we didn't talk about no racism in there. That was just about, let's take the piss out of Kully, let's take the piss out of Liverpool.
Oh, is that the memo that you got, yeah?
That's the memo I got. But you know what? It's honestly, it would be a great topic to
We
discuss.
will.
At
We
some
will.
point.
You know, we are gonna cover that in another podcast because I think we need to dedicate an entire podcast to that whole, not just keeper thing, but just racism in football in general.
It's deep. It's deep. I mean, he is a world-class keeper. You know, he brought back, as much as people might be like, oh, you know, he's made some howlers and this, that, and the other. Watching him between them sticks, brought it all back. I mean, football is entertainment, and he is fucking entertaining to watch.
Kully, do you think he could be the starter?
Kully, what's a good season for Leeds next year? I know the obvious answer here is, you know, 40 points, stay up. But couldn't they dream for a bit more than that next season? Do you think that team and that manager is good enough to say, you know, mid-table, we should be aiming for that?
I think top 10, yeah. I think Leeds should be going for top 10. I think it's a bit too early starting to talk about Europe, obviously not Champions League level, but even Europa League. But I honestly think they could, you don't know, man, if they sign the right players, they might end up doing the Wolves. Do you get what I mean? Where in a couple of years, they cement their place there. They're not talking about relegation battles every single year. They're not just scraping it above the relegation zone. Do you know what I mean? I think there could be a top 10 team. They need to sign the right players for me. Look at Villa. Villa's a prime example. Splash money everywhere. And look where they are in the league now. Do you get what I mean? That's why I think if they sign the right players, something like a proper number 9. I don't know about the keeper. I don't even know about the goal races keeper thing. But if they sign a proper keeper, Ben White's a good player. I think he's staying, isn't he?
They've got a decent keeper. The Messiah, he's a proper keeper, that kid.
I just think, I think
we got Ilan Melier. I mean, he's a young lad, and you know, we worried about whether he'd be able to take on the task, but he's been absolutely fantastic. He's been absolutely brilliant, and you know, the keeper, you know, the whole situation with that is, like we say, we'll discuss that. It'll be a good topic to discuss, but we covered on the keeper front. I think it is just the up front, you know, the striker.
What about,
like Kully says, I hate to agree with Kully, but we met the right signings, mate. We can smash it.
What about Hernandez? Because he's done bits for you when he's come off the bench, and he's kind of, you know, he's the quality player in the Championship, and he's done his time in the Premier League and looked good there as well. But he is cracking on now. He's not a young guy anymore. How do you replace that? Because he brings something a little bit special to Leeds when he does come on. It's not like he's just playing for the sake of playing. He comes in some of the games I've seen him play. He's come in and really unlocked a team when Leeds have needed it. Can he do that in the Premier League still? And if not, how do you replace that? Because you can go and get a 30 goal a season striker, 20 goal a season striker, but a little bit of magic, those players are quite hard to find in this day and age without spending big money. So,
sorry, was that one for me?
No, the question was, Chaz, what about him? Can he do it in the Premier?
Yeah, of course he can. I mean, you cannot. I mean, this guy's got this vision. You know, they call him magic. You know what I mean? He's got this ability to see stuff, to the way he pans the play, everything. You can put him on a different pitch against a different team. He's still going to have that ability. You know, knocking on a bit. You could say that in terms of football. Replacing it again with somebody like Bielsa heading the pack, he could turn people into that. You know what I mean? He sees the potential in people. The people he'll want to sign, you'll think, what the hell's he signing him for? But he sees the potential. He don't just see the ability there and then. He'll see the potential and think, you know what, put him on my books and I can turn him into this. I think if we, you know, we get the right investments, the right money, the right signings, he you know, as much as I don't want to even think about replacing Pablo, it can be done.
See, I don't think you need to be worrying about trying to replace him. I think if you look at even Wolves is another good example. Look at João Moutinho. He was a lot older than Neves. Yeah, he's come into that team and he bosses that midfield. I don't think Leeds should now just start saying, right, get out with the old, bring new players in. You need that experience in your team. You need that experience. You lot would have loved Milner this season now. Next season coming up, you would have loved James Milner.
Yeah, there might still be. I think with Pablo, I don't think he's like Moutinho. Moutinho's what, 2-3 years younger. He's got 90 minutes in him. This end of season, Pablo hasn't had 90 minutes in him. He's had 45, and he's a talisman. He's like the Cantona of United. That's for you, that's right. But that's what I mean. He's always.
You know, I've heard Brown knows him, but then there's your level, bro. Fuck me.
I said Cantona.
That's for you, Chaz. That's for you, Chaz.
Hold on.
Listen, don't get jealous, Kully. Kully, you know what, guys? What you won't understand about me and Kully, we go way back. You know, he gets a little bit jealous, a bit sensitive. But Kully, you know I love you.
Charlie, like I said, I'm surprised your missus signed your permission slip. I think you should show the lads your permission slip that you're allowed to do this podcast.
Listen, when it comes to football Leeds, she knows now. She's just like, you know what?
Time to change. Time to change.
This is going
it's
live.
Funny that coming from Kully. Kully, you look like you're hiding in the loft.
It is actually.
And you're trying to tell me what I'm allowed to do.
Like I said, show us a permission slip, bro. Just give it a little. Show us a little permission slip. Go on.
You know what? I've got a notebook here, and all it says on it is Leeds are going to the Premier League.
Chaz, who are you most likely to beat next season? Liverpool, United, Chelsea, Arsenal. Some big rivalries.
You look at how we played against Arsenal. All right, you know we sort of but we lost it. But you know when we can put it together. I mean, do you know what? It's Man U, isn't it? Biggest rivalry.
Is that the one you want? Is that if you could choose out of those four? I mean, there's, like I say, big rivalries for Leeds. Liverpool, Leeds, massive rivalry. Arsenal, Chelsea's a massive rivalry. But is Man United the one that you think, you know what, if we can beat them, you know, that's one that
it will be. It'll be United.
Yeah. When we beat them, it's
fine. You'll be fighting Liverpool for 8th position next year. Don't worry about it.
You'll be fighting Liverpool for 8th position. Rich coming from the guy who's fucking 5th at the moment, mate.
Yeah, we're gonna finish 3rd.
You're gonna finish 3rd. Wow. From 5th to 3rd. Fucking hell, score for you lot. 10 points for Harvard there.
2 points. We're 2 points behind. We've got this. I put my predictions in. Here he is.
There he is.
That just shows Harvard. You're gonna finish 3rd. That's the mentality of a Man United fan. You're not going to be
I can't say we're going to
nothing.
finish 2nd. It's mathematically impossible.
Do
you know what I mean? So I'm taking.
Yes, Smiley. Chaz, we've spoken about Leeds and what a phenomenal achievement this is, and rightly so. And all the congratulations that are deserved for the team, for the management staff there, for the owners, everything that they've done. So, you know, looking at what Leeds have achieved, Cully's obviously given you your props and said, "Yeah, you know, Leeds have been deservedly promoted."
Yeah, they have.
You've been watching the Premier League, Chaz. You must have had one eye on the Premier League thinking, what are we going to face next season? It'd be great to hear from a championship perspective, from a Leeds United fan, how good this Liverpool side are, because we want to come on to Liverpool versus Arsenal next. But starting point for you, Chaz, this Liverpool team, what's your opinion on them?
Shit. No, I'm joking. I only said that to enlighten Cully.
I'm enlightened, don't worry. Top of the league, we're enlightened.
Seriously though, did you brush your beard this morning?
Do you like it?
Now going back to the question, I mean, you cannot hate Liverpool at this moment in time. What they've done in that league, and they've walked it, haven't they? I mean, we'll save some of the comments for the Arsenal debate, but you've got to give them credit, haven't you?
Credit for what, Charlie? What have they done?
Well, Smiley, let's come to
league.
Let's come to you because you did a hammy on us, but you did manage to come back, so we'll forgive you. Let's get into this, right? Because we were the first show we did on Hit the Bar. We were absolutely singing Liverpool's praises, and I still personally believe that they're a phenomenal team. But Smiley, let's talk about Arsenal, Liverpool, and if the few defeats that Liverpool have had since winning the league are a big problem, or what's going on with Liverpool, and has it changed your perspective about how good this team is?
Yeah, I mean, no, it's not changed my perspective of how they are. However, it's changed my perspective of what they could have achieved. They could have wiped the floor and should have wiped the floor with the quadruple, potentially unbeaten. And it just shows how hard it is to go unbeaten all season, regardless of how many draws you have or how many wins. It just shows how hard it is in the league to go unbeaten in Invincibles, yeah. And they could have they fucked up. They should have done at least 100 points, and now they can't. The best team in 30 years of Liverpool couldn't beat the worst team in 30 years of Arsenal. Let that sink in for a bit, boys, because that is unreal. You know, they can't say, oh, they're still hungover from winning the league. They put out the best team, pretty much, bar Henderson. But come on, Henderson. And
so many talking points.
And we didn't even put our strongest team out. We had Aubameyang on the bench chilling. We had what do you call it? Caballos chilling, and then we brought him on half time, and we beat him. beer. You know, 2 wicked assists from your best player, Van Dijk. What a fucking player, by the way. And you remember last week, Schmeichel and Alisson debate. Well, that goes right under the fucking rug, doesn't it?
Because of one mistake. Fucking hell. If you're basing his whole career off one mistake, you're going to get fired in like England. I'm telling you.
Man.
Cully, let's I want to give Cully his chance to respond because you could see the fucking tension build up.
He's twitching.
So
Cully started flexing that.
That's why he's not wearing his Liverpool top today. That's why he's not got his Liverpool top on today. He's got his Brazil top on.
Listen, you little prick. Listen. Couple of things here, yeah. First of all, Liverpool got beat by Arsenal. Yeah, Charlie, you just sit back there, I don't know. Yeah. Did we deserve to get beaten? Probably. Yes, we did. Did we play well? Nope. Did Arsenal win? Yep. Should we have lost? Yeah. Right. All these things add up. What I want to ask Smiley is, what trophy at the end of that match did Arsenal get for beating Liverpool? You talk about all this 100 points bullshit, yeah, bruv. Liverpool haven't won the league for 30 years. 30 years. Ask Charlie if he's bothered about having the all-time record in the Championship for scoring the most goals or conceding the least amount. No one gives a fuck. You want to win. You don't want to finish second. You want to win. Do you get what I mean? Liverpool have done that. Did we get unbeatables? No. But you know yourself, in all the fucking football WhatsApp groups, I never, ever hyped about Liverpool going unbeaten all season. I didn't give a fuck. I just kept saying the same thing. I want to win the league. I want to win the league. I want to win the league. I didn't even give a fuck about the Champions League, bro. Yeah? The 100 points thing, if Liverpool had got 100 points and we had won, yeah, it would have been a massive achievement. It's going to go down in history that, yeah, over 100 points. But that's it. What do you know what I mean? We're champions, brother. Like I said, last time I checked, Liverpool are still champions. Arsenal beat us. And what? And what?
I think Cully's had a reality check for himself.
Because
the energy from episode 1, where he was like, Liverpool are the greatest team ever, and get all these players in the Liverpool in the all-time. People like Cash, in the group chat. At least they can pipe down now. Do you know what I mean? Liverpool are not the greatest side.
Yeah, but Harvard, I don't pipe up for any of the whole bullshit about unbeaten and all that bollocks. Do you get what I mean? I never said that once, and I'll show you the fucking messages to prove. I don't care about Liverpool winning the league, and we've done it. That's it.
Can I just say something here, boys? No. Why did we even compare this Liverpool squad to the unbeatables, to the treble winning? We should have just brought in Leicester as well and Blackburn. We should have put Alan Shearer up top. We should have put Jamie Vardy there. We should have put Kante. We should have just done that. You know what? It was a pointless episode, boys. I don't know why we did it. I don't even know why Liverpool even did that.
When did Arsenal go unbeaten?
Well, that's our next starting 11. Those 3 teams have won the Premier League.
No. When did Arsenal go unbeaten? What year was it?
It was the same year where Leeds got relegated, so that brings us on very nicely to Charlie, doesn't it?
Exactly my point, bro. You're talking about something that was 15 years old or something, man. Sit the fuck back down, man.
I just want to, because I missed the first bit, I just wanted to ask a question to Chaz, really. I just want to say, Chaz, what are Leeds' ambitions for next season, and what is it, just to stay up? Or...
You know what? I mean, I can't comment on what they're planning for. I'd love to just finish, a little mid-table finish. It'd be brilliant for me. Personally, I don't want to be sat at the bottom fighting them relegation zones. I don't want none of that. So mid-table round there, good finish. You know what I mean? I think that's decent and respectable.
Yeah.
Chaz, would you pay 30 million for Ben White?
Yeah.
You know what, Ben White?
He's class, man.
When we lost Janssen, and everyone was like, "Oh, Ben White," from Brighton. It was just I was worried. A big fan of Janssen. He used to get the crowd hyped. Brilliant. He was entertaining to watch.
Harvey used to have a screensaver upon us, Janssen. No joke.
Hold on.
I mean, it's a hefty price tag.
My God, he moved on.
We're going back to that. Don't worry, I want to see this.
No. We don't need to discuss that. That's not for sure.
Charlie, I'd say to you though, Charlie, you'd pay that money for Ben White.
Yes.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You'd have to pay that money for him.
Yeah, I mean, after what he's achieved and how he's been, I think it's one of them. Oh, let's go up here, expect a little drop, settle somewhere in the middle type of bargain, like you do at Pakiza and stuff like that. But yeah, I think he's more than worth it. Like I said, I was worried, but how do you replace Janssen? But he's been rock solid, hasn't he?
Yeah.
I think you know, you want to keep the core of that squad, don't you? You want to keep your best players from this season. You don't want to rip it up and start again.
Yeah.
A lot of Premier League, a lot of teams that come up from the Championship have tried that tactic of throw a load of money at it, get another 8-9 players in, and try and just revolutionise their squad, and it bites them in the arse. I think we need
to get rid of all these tin pot teams, man. You know, like teams like Bournemouth and Brymouth. Get rid of them. They're not proper Premier League clubs, man. Yeah. Leeds, Forest, Villa. That's the Premier League, not fucking Bournemouth with 11,000 fans. Get them out.
This is why, Mark, going back to your point, look at what Sheffield have done this season. They didn't really sign that many more players, but they've just been playing the same football what they did in the Championship is the Premier League, and look what they are. And then you look at Villa, who have done the other way.
Manager as well. Chris Wilder, like, you know, manager of the year, whatever happens, he's got to be up there with a shout this season, because what he's done with players is absolutely unreal. Massive respect for Chris Wilder on what he's achieved out there. Because they don't go into games looking to lose or thinking, oh, if we scrape something out of this, we've done well. They play good football. I mean, with all these big games next season, Chaz, that Sheffield United, Leeds United game is going to be a big game, because that's going to be two teams that play good football representing Yorkshire. It's going to be huge.
Absolutely. It's going to be brilliant. It's going to be great entertainment, great to watch. And, you know, the Premier League, I think the Premier League need Leeds. You know, if you talk to any other fans, you guys here and anywhere else, it's always like, yeah, you know what, Leeds should go up. We'd love to have Leeds. And, you know, they take the piss, oh, yeah, we want to turn Leeds over and this, that and the other. But, you know, just for football, we need to be back in the top flight, and just to create that buzz again.
I think when the fixtures are released... Go on, Harvey, sorry.
I'm just saying, I'm putting out there, just in terms of upcoming schedule. If Leeds United beat Man United at Old Trafford, I am taking a week's vacation. Because for me, I am not after. They're still holding on to a Beckford goal in 2011. I am turning off all internet. Well, I'm going into Smiley's girlfriend's house.
Whoa! What?
No, just for the internet, bro. Just for the internet.
Just for the internet, man. Don't worry.
So I was saying, when the fixtures are released next season, I think every single one of those panelists here will be looking at that Leeds and whoever their team is, Leeds, Liverpool, Leeds, Man United, Leeds, Arsenal.
Yeah.
Because
that's what Leeds bring. That's what.
Yeah,
Leeds
exactly.
Bring. 100%. People don't do that. People don't. They don't look at, you know, who's been promoted. Let me look at the fixtures to see when we're playing these teams that have gone up.
It's the history in it. The history of it.
Nobody's give a shit, but everybody knows Leeds. Leeds is a sleeping giant, and we're finally back to where we belong.
Sleeping giant. And fan base as well, because one thing you're going to guarantee about the Leeds United fans, whether it be home or away, they're going to bring some noise and they're going to bring a lot of needle to those games as well. They're not the kind of fans that will sit back and just respectfully applaud or just be happy to be in the Premier League. They think that they deserve to be there. This is their homecoming. You know, a lot of Huddersfield, for example, they went up and the fans were just happy to be there, so they get turned over 4-0 at home by Tottenham or whatever. They don't bother us. I tell you what, Leeds United fans will expect a lot more from their team next season, and they will really back them up as well, especially going to away games. That Leeds crowd that are going to be at the away game next season are really going to make a noise out there. I want to bring it back to Liverpool a little bit because obviously we kind of went.
Oh yeah, I forgot about them.
We went off on a bit, but there's a few talking points here, and I want to kind of break down a few points. Number one is, I think to Kully's point, it's been 30 years since Liverpool have won a league title. They won the Champions League. They've won the league. This team are getting into the habit of winning trophies. So I understand the underachievement debate, but we're not talking about. If we look back in 5 years' time and say Liverpool only won the Champions League and a league in that period of time, maybe that's an underachievement, but there's still a long way to go. This squad hasn't reached its full potential yet. I believe that a lot of these players can get even better. So I think the instant thing to talk about is there's a lot of hype around individual results. Arsenal beating Liverpool, Arsenal fans feel really happy. Everyone's slating Liverpool. But a lot's happening at the moment with Man United fans feel like Man United are on the up. There's a few results there that make them really believe that. Liverpool fans have had a few shitty results. Everybody's slating Liverpool. If we're to look at it from a balanced perspective, Smiley, I want to come to you to start with this as well. Are we just overhyping some of these individual results? What do you think this says for next season?
I can't give you a balanced answer for that. I'm gonna have to give you a biased answer for that. I'm really sorry. I can't give you a balanced answer. It's interesting, yeah. I mean, I think if you look at Liverpool's achievement while Klopp's been there, they've got to a final, they lost, they got to another final, they lost, and they got to a Champions League, and they won that, and they won the Premier League. That's, for me, that's a successful reign as a manager for me. But you know, we've got Arteta at home at the moment, so we'll do with fucking finishing fifth at the moment, and that'll be me happy for the rest of my season. But going on to next season, I think, especially with the rules changing about having 5 substitutes, I think Liverpool need that depth. And to say, and when you say that you don't feel that they've reached their full potential, I'm surprised. I think they've reached their maximum potential. I don't think you're going to get better out of this squad. And I put it down to inexperience of winning the league, and that's why they've dipped since winning it. They've never been in that position before, and now it's the inexperience of not winning it that's made them dip a bit. But I think they'll come firing. They need strength and numbers. Look at Man City. Man City can put out their sub bench, and they'll probably beat half the Premier League.
Yeah.
You can't say that for Liverpool.
Not at the moment. Coming to you on this point, Liverpool underachievement or not underachieving at the moment. What we're talking about is the strength in depth might not be there. Do you think that's what's going to hold Liverpool back for next season?
I think it's like I said on episode 1. I said now they've won it. Now we see how much they won it, and since then they've been crap. Do you know what I mean? So it comes down. Like I know we said last year.
Let me just.
We said last year, though, don't we?
I want to let you. I want to give you. Let me. Sorry to interrupt there, because there's a few. Sol Campbell was on Sky. Graham Souness was on Sky. There's some players that have won the league with games to go who know what it's like, and Souness was saying that. It was Bob Paisley last season. Everyone knew he was going to retire at the end of the season. They won the league with 5 games to go. They knew that they wanted to put a show on for the greatest manager in Liverpool's history. They lost
drew the last
4
game.
of those games and drew the
last
game. And Sol Campbell, Graham Souness, a lot of the ex-pros that have won leagues with games to go have said the same thing. You can't explain it.
Yeah, man.
You want it. In your head, you want it, but you know you've done it. You kind of... rather than thinking this Liverpool team's dropping off, and they don't want it. Is it a sign that it's just a fact of the matter that when you win it?
I think it's a sign for all the other clubs that are chasing it, that we're all looking at it and saying, you know what, actually, last year they won the Champions League, this year they've got kicked out. There wasn't that same motivation to go get it again. So now everyone's hoping, and the only reason the Arsenal games come to light is because Liverpool was so gassed. Do you know what I mean? That's the only reason anyone's even talking about it. If Leicester won the Premier League and lost the last 2 games, no one would have given a crap because they're just happy that they won it. But the fact that some Liverpool fans, and Kully's chewing his chewing gum a lot harder now I'm talking, but it comes down to the fact that we sat there for 2 weeks listening to Liverpool at this and Liverpool at that, and Trent's the best player in the world.
He fucking
That's
is.
out the window, do you know what I mean?
Gary Neville! Gary Neville! Come on, Gary Neville!
No,
Maka, you're going to have to get better pundits on, man. These guys are fucking fully blown out of their
I'm just saying, we put Kompany and Aguero in our all-time team. They got 100 points, do you know what I mean? So put into perspective how good that team must have been with the defense of like fucking Zinchenko, Delph and Otamendi. And they managed to get 100 points. So I think, let's not take away...
How many games did them 3 play?
What do you mean?
Point made. Carry on.
Who cares?
What do you mean?
Who cares? They're in the title-winning team, history-winning team.
11 and not your starting 11, isn't there? So you can mention all the players in the world. If they're not starting, then they're not 100 players.
Let's ask Chaz the most important question that Hit the Bar could ever ask. Chaz, Trent Alexander-Arnold or Gary Neville? Who would you have in your starting 11?
He's a Leeds fan. What?
How do you answer that?
Who would you pick if you had to pick a right back for your?
Gary Neville.
Hey, go on, Gary. That's it. That settles the debate. Change all the titles of the other videos. Gary Neville.
That's just
fuck Hammy. Fuck Hammy.
He's only said it because I'm on the fucking call. He's not going to say Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Only because I love Kully.
Maka, let me come back to this point about Liverpool. Yeah,
go for it.
Couple of things. First of all, Smiley, you know your point about the whole 5 substitutes next season, massive for the bigger clubs. Yeah, for your Man Cities and all stuff like that, because obviously if they've got better talent to bring on, you've got more options, haven't you? At the end of the day, I think the smaller teams are going to struggle, and the teams with basically not the biggest squads or the best squads, we should say, and Liverpool are probably one of them. Let's be honest, we've got part players who come in do a wicked job for Klopp, but will they be starting other games for other teams? I don't think so. Yeah. The whole thing about fucking underachieving, right? Let me get one thing right here, okay?
Can I just say, I have never seen Kully this triggered since that time I knocked his contact lens out.
I told you, man, contact lens, didn't I? I fucking told you he's going to mention it, prick. Every time we meet someone new and there's a new group, he's always like, oh, about 6 years ago. Shut the fuck up.
Is that why he's wearing glasses now, Chaz? Is that why he's wearing glasses now?
I've got lazy,
can't find his contact lens.
Listen, let me go back to that point and we'll clarify the contact lens one as well, yeah. But I think in regards to underachieving, how can you say we've underachieved? We've won 3 trophies this season. You keep forgetting about the World Club Championships and the Super Cup, right? Right? Hold on. Liverpool, Harbour, shut the fuck up. Liverpool have won 45 major trophies. United, who are second place, 43. We're the most successful club in English history. You can say we didn't do well in the Champions League again. How hard is it to do well in the Champions League? When's the last time United did something in it? Man City have never fucking won it. Pep, when he went to fucking Bayern, couldn't win it. It's difficult as fuck, but Liverpool have got that history of doing well in it, man. We're the most feared English team in the Champions League. Yeah, we bottled it against... Hold on. Yeah, we bottled it against Atletico, but they just played better than us, and that's just a fact. You get what I mean? We can't keep repeating it, bruv. But you have to look at what we've done. Lost the final to 2 stupid mistakes. Won the final the season after. Lost whatever it is now, quarterfinals, stages or whatever it was to Atletico Madrid, but they've just had a better game than us. We had a million chances, just like we did against Arsenal. We couldn't finish, and their keeper played very well. It's not an excuse, but that's just the reality. You can say Liverpool are underachieving, bro, all you want, but we've won the league after 30 years. We're still the most feared English team in all of fucking Europe. Man United ain't got a leg to stand on. Arsenal, I don't even know where the fuck Arsenal are. Battling for fucking 9th, yeah? Just put it into perspective, boys. That's what I'm asking you. Put it into perspective.
Maka,
going back to Charlie's earlier point about
Leeds.
People are fearing Leeds because of the history, yeah, because of the history of what they've done in Champions League before, what they've done in the league before. That's why people are fearing. They're not fearing them because they've won the championship now by 3 points or whatever it is. You have to put it into perspective. Liverpool haven't underachieved. When Manny talks about all these bollocks, you didn't go far in the Carabao Cup, you didn't go far in fucking FA Cup, bruv. Our fucking team, when we played in the FA Cup, the fucking age was about 18. There wasn't a player older than 23. Klopp didn't give a shit about that. Klopp wanted the league, bro. He knew he fucked the league up last season. And he wanted the league. We've won the league. The Champions League would have been wicked. Again, we've already won it 6 times. Doesn't matter. But the league was the main thing. Carry on saying Liverpool are underachieving. You're fucking gassing.
To be fair, a lot at the start of the season, a lot of the Liverpool fans at the start of the season, you know, listen to all the Talk Sports, Sky Sports News when they interview the fans. A lot of the Liverpool fans said, "We've done the Champions League. We need to break this Premier League seal. We have to break it because if we don't break it soon, we're never going to break it." Next season is going to be super interesting because, like we said before, City's going to strengthen. Smiley, I mean, Arteta at the interview afterwards, he said, and I thought it was a really, really intelligent point actually. He said, the gap between Liverpool and Arsenal is massive. He said it. But what he did say is, what we can match it for is commitment and intensity and effort, but quality-wise, huge gap. So I think that, you know, one-off result, unbelievable mistakes from Van Dijk and Alisson. You probably won't see them make a mistake like that for another 2-3 seasons now. But where do Arsenal go from here? Because it'd be good to see from you, because obviously Arsenal fans are gassed as well. Like, we beat the champions, we showed them, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, again, individual results can get overhyped in the Premier League very quickly.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm one of them not optimistic Arsenal fans at the end of the day. We didn't deserve to win that game. We got 3 shots to their 21 shots. I mean, come on. It was 60% of bloody possession against our 40, you know, and the gap is massive. And at the end of the day, you have to play like that in order to be, you have to have a bit of luck. And we got lucky twice. And I think that's what majority of the teams will need to do when they play against Liverpool, because they're not going to get them, they're not going to beat them for possession. They're not going to beat them for intensity. They're going to have to try and force them mistakes. Yeah. And I think Arteta touched upon that. We went 1-0 down, and had that Arsenal team been under Emery, potentially the end of Wenger's era as well, we would have just been, okay, you know what, damage limitations now. Let's just put, you know, let's just seal it to 2-0, like nothing more. But that team now under Arteta showed that we'll just keep going. We'll just keep going, and we won't change our game plan.
Yeah.
We won't do our normal things that we did, which is try and walk the ball into the net, which we were notorious for. We played a dirty Stoke game, if you want to put it that way, just hoofing it and hoping for chances, and that's what we got. Yeah.
You know what bothers me? Sorry, Mark. You know what bothers me about that? We've let the fact go that Tottenham beat Arsenal. You know what I mean? We've bypassed that because they beat Liverpool. And the thing that annoyed me was every Arsenal fan was like, you know what? It doesn't matter if you play dirty and win. The fuckers on Sunday, they were kicking off because Mourinho parked the bus. I was like, well, what do you mean? Tottenham have beat you that way, and now you beat Liverpool. And I also want to give a shout out to Mac because he said no team wins when David Luiz is in the team.
That's very true. Yeah.
Let me clarify what I said. I said David Luiz in their defence will struggle against that team. I'll take my hat off to him, not literally because my hair's a fucking mess, but I'll say David Luiz played better than VVD for one game in his whole life. So we'll give him.
Fair, he's not done bad since his ban. And he'll come back. He's not done bad. But we need to get rid of him. We need to get rid of him. We need to get rid of him.
I mean, I don't want to. We could get onto this debate all day. I just don't know where David Luiz is supposed to play in a football team. He's not a central defender.
On the fucking bench. That's where Macca. On the bench.
You know
what I mean?
I think he should be playing holding mid. I don't think he's got the pace and the fucking.
He'd be perfect for Leeds. He'd be perfect for Leeds under Bielsa. He'd be perfect for Leeds. Honestly.
He probably would.
I swear to God, he would. Bielsa, I guarantee you, Bielsa would change him into an unreal player. Unreal.
He'd
be the next Calvin Phillips.
Charlie, coming on to we talked about where Leeds might finish next season. Obviously, like you said, mid-table will be a fantastic season for Leeds next season, just a stabilising season. But for you, looking at the Premier League, we've asked the guys in previous episodes, what's your top four for next season? Do you think Liverpool can win the title again? Do you think City are going to blitz it next season? What if you were to say right now, prediction for next season, what's your top four for next season?
It's hard, isn't it? Liverpool you look at these last few sort of results and whatnot, and it's just you think, are they interested? Are they bothered? Do they care anymore? I mean, we've still got a point to get to become champion. To win it outright, top spot. I'd hate for them just to think, oh yeah, you know what, we've done it now. Let's just relax. But top four, I mean, have they still got it? I don't know. Look, Kully, stop fidgeting with your pen, mate. All right. If you want me to say Liverpool, I'll say Liverpool. But what have you got at the moment? You got Leicester. You got there up top at the moment. There's Leicester, Man City, Liverpool,
United,
Chelsea.
Yeah.
Tottenham will probably come strong again next season. I think
I don't think Tottenham are going to fight. I think Tottenham are finished, man. Fuck it now, man. Under Jose, they're not going to get anywhere, man.
Nah, I don't think Tottenham will. I mean, I reckon it all depends on who stays, who goes, how they do it.
You're sitting on the fence, Chaz. Fucking hell, man. We got you in
Come
together.
on, Chaz. Put your top four out there.
I as a Leeds fan, you know how hard it is for me to start saying, oh yeah, you know what?
It's been 16 years. He doesn't even know who's in the Premier League anymore.
I know,
it's 16 years.
Wolves are still up there somewhere, aren't they?
He still thinks Nottingham Forest are up there. It's been that long.
Nottingham Forest. Hey, you know what? They might do playoffs,
They might do.
Sneak in. But what do you
Charlie,
want?
Top four. I want a top four from you, Chaz. I want to who you think will finish. What's the top four order for you next season?
Do they have to be in order?
Yeah. Who's going to win the Premier League next season? Who's going to finish second, third, or fourth?
Oh, Christ. I don't know. I honestly have no idea.
We'll let Chaz sit on the fence, seeing that's his first episode.
Well, that's it. I mean, it's difficult. I mean, I don't look at the Premier League as much as probably what I should.
Yeah.
Or what I've been interested in.
Don't give a shit as long as Leeds stay up.
You know what? That is the honest answer there. Yeah. I was trying to think of a more polite way of putting that. But yeah, I don't care. I don't care who wins up there at the top. I'm not bothered. For that first season, I want us to stay up, not have a battle at the bottom. Stay up, and then we can worry about. Ask me this in a year's time, and I'll say Leeds up at the top.
Sheffield United second.
Get all the Yorkshire teams in there.
We'll move on to this under 23 debate. So what I'll do is I haven't had a chance to make the graphic, but I'll share the graphic that Kully sent me. So we're going to discuss the under 23 English team, the best under 23 English team at the moment. So our best 11, full of under 23 stars that are English. So let me share with you Kully's.
I'm excited for this.
Thinking about it, by the way, I'd make one change to that team. Thinking about it.
Can you all see that?
Yeah.
So, Kully, you went for a 4-3.
Oh, that a 9-year-old.
My previous life, all right?
You got fucking smiley faces at the bottom of the ship, man. What the fuck?
Listen, shall I go through it, Macca?
Yes,
You should have seen. You should see the other page. He's been drawing Toto on the other page.
Hold on, thinking about it.
Page, Kully. Kully, share that page.
Hold on, thinking about this, right? I'd probably take Sessegnon out, put Chilwell there, and probably put Ben White in. And that's not to get Charlie excited, right? Because he's fucking obviously smiling right now. But that's the only other change that I would make.
You know it makes sense.
Right,
yeah, I think I would. Thinking about it, because I think Sessegnon, he's a talent. But yeah, obviously Ramsdale as a keeper, you have to pick it under 23. He's the bomb keeper, and he's good keeper. Sorry. Aaron Wan-Bissaka for defensive duties, yes, 100%. You can't doubt it. I'd put Joe Gomez in regardless because he's the best English young centre-back we've got, and that's just a fact. Chilwell, like I said, if I can move it now, I'd move Chilwell where Sessegnon is and basically put Ben White there. So I've got 3 solid kind of defenders, you know what I mean? In front of him, Declan Rice, I think it speaks for itself. Given his age, I can't believe he's 22. I thought he was about fucking 30, to be honest.
Yeah.
And then I've kind of done like wing backs almost. I've done Trent Alexander-Arnold on one, and then obviously I do Chilwell on the other because I think going forward they're both really good. Even Chilwell, even though he's probably more known for his defensive duties. In that number 10 role, I've got Foden. Then I've got Sancho on the right, Greenwood on the left, and then Rashford up top. And yeah, I actually put Greenwood in instead of a couple of other players I could have, just because of I do think he's really that good. Yeah. And then obviously Rashford just leading the line. That's my team under 23.
That's a solid team,
one
man.
change I'd make.
Yeah,
I'd make one change, and that's Chilwell for Sessegnon.
It's a solid team, Smiley. I want to get your opinion on that team.
Yeah, I was just going to say, how old's Phillips, Calvin Phillips for Leeds? Is he?
Phillips is 24. He's in my team.
Is he?
He was 23 at the start of the year.
He's 23 at the start of the year. See, Calvin Phillips would be in there for me. I think he's unreal. I think it just shows, if you've watched the last game, with him out of the team, it's a massive difference. It's a huge difference.
Yeah, but he's not 23 though, is he? So this is what I'm saying.
He was 23 at the start of the season.
23 at the start.
Well, fucking hell, we never got the terms and conditions of this. Who's 23, who's 24? I thought he was 23.
Let's get this straight. Let's get this straight. If he's not 23, he's not 23. End of the story.
Exactly. But if he was, I would put him in. If he was,
Michael Owen was 23 a few years ago. You can't say you put him in a team because he used to be 23.
Exactly.
Rice has been in the picture for absolutely ages, and you're right, Kully. You forget that he's actually right. He's really, really young. Yeah. And I remember in one of his first games, and he absolutely bossed it. And he had Mesut Ozil in his pocket, and I know that's not hard because he didn't do a lot of running, but you know, he had him in his pocket, and I thought, who is this kid? And then I think, was it yesterday, he just scored an absolute screamer as well.
Yeah.
He's top player, man.
He's really, really good. Yeah, I can't argue with that in any way. I think I'd have Sacco in there for Arsenal somewhere, but I think the positions that you've, I think the positions that you've played, obviously the formation you've played, is very hard to fit him into that formation. But I think if you look at the way Arteta's used Sacco in previous games, he really could play anywhere. We've played him even left back, we've played him left midfield, right midfield, we've played him everywhere. And he's one of the teams. He'd be my first person that I'd go to for the bench, though. Maybe for Sessegnon or Chilwell.
Asking that question.
Yeah.
Would you put Saka instead of Greenwood or Sancho? I don't think you can.
No.
That's the reason why he's not made that team. Because he can still play that wing. No, he doesn't have to be an out and out. You know, on the 4-4-2 on the wing that way. He could play as a winger as part of a 4-3-4, 4-3-3, whatever. But he just doesn't make that team for me.
Who would be panicking there, man? Why do you say Sacco? I'm thinking, who the fuck Sacco? I ain't got no Sacco in my team. I got
Saka in it. You don't even know he's on
Saka.
Yeah.
On players, man. What?
I bet Mohamed Sacco, man, that played the ex-Liverpool player. If he calls him the best defender in the world.
I think.
No, but bro, that's my team. Like I said, the only thing I changed, Chilwell, I'd put him for where Sessegnon is and put Ben White in. I miss Ben White, to be honest.
Who's your strikers?
I think my team.
The strikers on this are. I mean, what I really like about this, Kully, is the formation, because I think
Yeah.
you've got some really exciting parts of this. You've got an incredible front three there, but I really like the Wan-Bissaka, Trent on the right-hand side, because Wan-Bissaka will do the bit of defensive duties that Trent can't do, but Trent can do the going forward that Wan-Bissaka, he can't do in return.
Yeah.
However, what I wanted to say to you about this team, though, Greenwood, Rashford up front, Wan-Bissaka in there. There's probably more Man United players than any other team represented in this squad. Is the future brighter, do you think, for Man United than any other team in the Premier League right now in terms of a front three? Because you've got Martial, Rashford, and Greenwood.
Yeah, man.
Do you feel that in the next year or two, Man United will have the best front three in the Premier League?
English-wise, we're talking.
English.
Yeah, I think year or two.
Well, just in general, because this team looks pretty dangerous, doesn't it, across the board?
I think year or two is a bit of a stretch if we're asking Greenwood to get up there. I don't think Greenwood will be up there yet. I think if you look at Rashford burst onto the team in the same way. It took him a couple of years to get ready and get settled. But if we sign Sancho, if you look at that top three there, that's basically Man United's top three. And you got Martial as well as a backup. But
that's a bit optimistic, isn't it?
Fucking hell, dreaming about Sancho already. Fuck me.
Yeah, I've got inside sources that said Sancho's coming. Don't give me none of that.
Your inside source is fucking Manny. Manny's the worst inside source you can get.
I'm just gonna say that our front three at the moment outscoring Liverpool. So and that's in a fifth. We're fifth at the moment. Do you know what I mean? So if we get Sancho as well, I think even Kully will struggle to say that Man United front three is not good and it's not up there.
That would be scary, man. Trust me. You'd be smashing it. I'll tell you now, you'd be smashing it.
Yeah, I regret the formation I went with in my team now because that formation is miles better.
Well, let's have a look at yours, Harvey. And
I went fucking.
Let's have a look at your form.
It's a bit more professional than Kully's lads.
Did the 9-year-old write yours as well?
No. Are we actually going to
I told you I was a doctor in my previous life, man.
There we are. That's fair. Look at that.
Next level, bro.
Look at that.
I've got a laptop, lads.
You know where it is.
And a lot of time on your hands by the looks of it.
Right, Harvey, talk us through your.
So I went Dean Henderson in net because I think he's 23 or 22. So I went Dean Henderson in. Dean Henderson's 23 or 22, man.
Let me fucking check, man.
Look at him, he's already checking. Flipping now. Anyway,
carry on. I'm just gonna check that.
And then I've gone White, Gomez, Trent Alexander-Arnold, and then Saka left back because he played there at the start of the season. He didn't do a bad job.
No, he is.
And
he's
then
23,
I went Phillips. Yeah, I went Phillips because I thought it was at the start of the year 23. I'm keeping him in. I don't care. Foden, Sancho, Hudson-Odoi, Greenwood, and Rashford. Hudson-Odoi because, to be honest, I don't know why I put him in. I struggled for left wing. I'm not gonna lie. I'd fucking take Jesse Lingard over him, but I struggled for left wingers. And his name didn't even fit. I couldn't fit the I in because he didn't let me. So.
I was thinking, who the hell, Odo?
Hudson-Odoi.
Fucking rich coming from you, Mr. Sacco.
I think that's going to be close to the England team, probably with obviously Harry Maguire, solid defender in there. In 2024 maybe, but these players are better than the ones we've got now. I think the only thing I've got is Declan Rice. Is he going to be world class? I'm not too sure.
You don't need to be world class in that position for England though. But
you need to do a job,
at this present moment in time, I think you need a doggy midfielder in there, a Gattuso-like midfielder in there. Because you look at the flair that we've got up top for our future England squad. That flair up there will win us games, and our doggy work at the back will defend us games. And I think Declan Rice suits that particular position.
You think? Would you go right on Phillips?
Can I ask you something, Harvey?
Yeah, go
on. Why did you go with Trent then instead of Mr. Wan-Bissaka?
Basically, I'm not going to lie. I forgot Wan-Bissaka was English.
Fucking cop out. You can't big him up, man.
No, I'm just being honest. I'm being honest though. On the real, he hasn't played much for England, has he yet? So I went with the formation where it has to be Trent over Wan-Bissaka for me because I've gone full out attack like Smiley. Ben White and Gomez are going to sweep everything up with Phillips. So we're fine. But I don't think you can't take Trent out of that team. Do you know what I mean? I'm not Manny. Do you know what I mean? I can use my sense in that way. But I still think Phillips makes it over Rice.
Of the two teams, we've got Cully's team, Harbour's team, so it's down to me, Charlie, and Smiley to vote on who they think the better team is. Smiley, come to you first. Of the two teams that have been put in front of you, which team would you take?
Cully's.
Charlie?
Oh, you see, I'd take halves.
It's because it's got colour and it's got pictures on. That's why, Charlie, isn't it? You're like,
nice,
ooh.
it looks
Give me
nice.
an animation and Charlie,
I like visual stimulation, and that's it for me there.
So you
Looking at a wall stimulates you, Charlie.
So my vote would go to Cully's. Not that Harvard is a bad team at all, just because I like the formation more than anything.
Exactly.
I think.
But I'm gonna admit, sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna admit, sorry. I didn't know Henderson, to be honest. I didn't know he was 23. I'd take Henderson. If we were allowed to put Phillips instead of Rice in because of the age discrepancy, I would put Phillips in. But that's it. Man. I genuinely think that's it.
I think between the two teams here, one thing for sure is that England's future looks bright. Chaz, coming to you on this point, and like it's a small point, and it's asking you to look in your crystal ball a little bit. But what we've seen is a huge wait for Liverpool to win the league, a huge wait for Leeds to be back in the Premier League. Are we going to see the huge wait for England to win a trophy over sooner rather than later, do you think?
I bloody hope so. I mean, there's talent there, isn't there? There's a lot of talent there. It's just getting them to gel, getting them together. And, you know, the potential's there. And I hope so. Bloody hope so.
It happens every big tournament. We as Asian lads, we really want England to do so well. You know, the country that we brought up and lived in, we really want them. We support them with our heart. And when they don't make it or they fall at the last hurdle, it genuinely is like one of your clubs that you wear on your sleeve. It's like they've failed, and it's I can't put it into feelings when England reach the semi-final and then they lose, and then you just go, oh, here we go again.
That's Smiley's speech, so you don't get deported there.
Please don't. I love England. I love England. England very good.
He lives in Leeds. Get him fucking back on, man.
when he was like, I was born here. You know, I was born here. I'm thinking he just don't want to get kicked out. That's it.
He's seeking asylum there, isn't he? But on paper, you look at that on paper, it's brilliant. You know what I mean? It's just getting them together and getting the job done.
It's all about the right manager, though. It's all about the right manager. I keep going back to the 06 and 05 team, and that is probably the best international team I've ever seen. With on paper, but the manager screwed it up.
Yeah.
So hopefully,
do you think Harvard though? Do you think Southgate is the guy or not?
I think. Shit.
No.
I'd say no. Only because I know we all got gassed when we went really far last time, but it was basically based off Harry Maguire and corners. So that was it. Whereas I think you need a manager that's going to come in and change the way we play. He has a bit, but if you look, we need someone that's going to come in and say, you know what, we're passing the ball and we're doing this. And you've got to, so whoever the team is with the most players in, so if it's United or if it's Liverpool or if it's City, you've got to follow that way of playing football for me. You've got to make sure that the players feel comfortable in the team they're playing with. If you ask Trent to stay as a right back, if Southgate says you're right back and you're staying there, that's bollocks. Because Trent hasn't even played that much. He's gone with Trippier instead. So I think he's loyal to the players that have done well for him. But the younger blood is better than the likes of what we've got in now. You get Gomez and you get Trippier in. If you need, get Greenwood on the bench if you have to. But don't start the players that have been there for a while. If I see Eric Dyer in the England shirt one more time, the guy's shit. The best thing he's done is run into the crowd. He can't be an England player.
I don't think he fucking just about scored as well, isn't he?
I don't think you can play that style of football which Southgate's been playing with that future England squad. I think you've got too much flair and too much skill to be asking them, you know what, just get a corner in and we'll give it to Harry Maguire and he'll just bop it in. You can't do that. I think you've got Phil Foden, which is possibly one of the brightest talents that I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to seeing him start every game because he reminds me of a Wilshere that's fit, you know.
A Wilshere that's not overweight.
Yeah, a Wilshere that's fit and that's not injured every time someone blew on him. Someone went like this, and he got injured. He got injured for 6 weeks, and then apparently there was a gust of wind, and then he ended up breaking his leg.
He was a good player.
Mackie, going back to your point, Mackie, yeah? I think, I think it was Rio Ferdinand who mentioned this, right? The times are changing now when all the lads are getting together for England squads and stuff. He was saying, he goes, before, you really did have your United players sat here, your Liverpool players sat there, but now I think it's all mingling and stuff. And if you look at what Henderson done with the whole charity stuff, for the NHS and everyone giving back, I think it has changed. I think with that times changing and players now obviously being friends from different clubs and stuff, and it's not that, you know, Liverpool v Man United rivalry all the time. I think England will start doing a lot better. I do think the times have changed. Do I think Southgate's the right guy? I don't know. Who else is there out there?
Well, exactly. That's my point.
Give him the chance.
And I think looking at this under-23 squad, players under-23, they're all not far away from being class players in their own right. And I think when you look back at previous England sides, you know, we've talked about golden generation and this, that, the other, but this feels really like a golden generation now, because England have always had a good team on paper, but they've all developed later in their careers. I feel anyway. This is the first time I'm looking at this squad and thinking these guys are all under 23. You know, with a few years of tournament experience behind them, they could do bits when these guys get to 28, 29
in their prime.
When Foden's going to be 29, how good is he going to be?
I think the worry, Maka, was the worry was that they didn't have enough experience in winning things. Yeah. I think that's changed now. If you look at the likes of Trent, just won some at Foden's going to be winning stuff. We know that already. The team's going to have a core that's used to winning things, whereas the team before it with like Lingard and all them, they weren't used to winning stuff. Whereas now you've got a core team that's used to winning stuff. So fingers crossed, it's going to be the best England side we're going to see. We're going to have a golden generation just like Belgium did. So hopefully we can go one further than Belgium and make sure it counts.
Yeah, but England's squad is nowhere near compared to Belgium's or France's for that matter. Our young players are no compared to theirs.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That has to be said as well.
I think they have their golden generation.
Yeah.
I think they're in it right now. In 5 years' time, they haven't got. You don't see the younger. The only Telemans, and that's probably it. But you don't see the younger Belgian players doing what the English players are doing. I think that's why clubs in Germany are like they're gagging for players from England. Man, look at them. They're trying to get anyone they can. Bellingham's just gone for what, 30 million?
26 million.
Birmingham, like 26 million. That's ridiculous. Do you know what I mean? But it's a good investment for them.
I've not seen much of him, but he's supposed to be the next best thing. I think it was a Leeds friend of mine, friend of mine, saying that he is going to be the next best thing. But I've not seen much of him. But yeah, apparently he's really, really good.
Great stuff.
Really good.
Big shout out to Dr. Rashford as well. I think. For all the banter aside, from all different teams, massive respect to that guy for what he's done.
Definitely.
I think that we hit the bar definitely supports anyone like that. You know, this is all about banter. It's all about a good laugh between the lads. But there's a few serious points here, and what Rashford's done, unbelievable, and he deserves all the credit he gets. So coming to the final couple of segments of Hit the Bar is the predictions. Chaz, you haven't been involved the last couple of weeks, so you get a pass unless you want to jump in and just give your opinions anyway. But we select 4 games. We all give our predictions. We've got a league table, and the winner at the end of every month takes away a £10 amount from everyone that we put in. So everyone puts in £10 beginning of the month.
Charlie's not going to be in because he has to put a tenner in. We all know that.
You owe me about 40 quid anyway.
There you go. I bet you that 40 quid's going back about 9 years. I'm telling you.
It's probably a little bit longer. I tell everyone this. Everyone's like, "Oh, you're always tight." Listen, I'm Punjabi. I'm Yorkshire. I'm as tight as can be. You owe me £1. Better believe that £1's going back to me.
Interest rates, man. He's adding interest to that shit.
That's it. You owe me.
Charlie's the kind of guy when you go to a pub and buy him a round, he's going to be like, "Didn't I get the last round? You are fucking hell."
Let me just stop you there, right? You want to talk about rounds, Mac? Hello?
Yeah.
You all right?
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm doing well, thank you. I'm doing really well, thank you. Chaz, my favourite story of when we went to a Leeds game, just to bring it back to Leeds for the final bit.
I'm still on about the rounds here. Don't try and change the subject.
Just keep it football related, Chaz. we went to a Leeds game. Me, Chaz, and one of the other lads. Sat in the rough end, weren't we, Chaz? Right in the kind of with all the hardcore Leeds fans. We're the only brown faces in the stadium. Definitely the only brown face in the stadium. And someone, I think was the other lad that we were with, someone let off a fart. It fucking stunk. It absolutely reeked.
It was Charlie, bro. It was Charlie.
It actually wasn't.
I promise you it was. I promise you.
Anyway, all the fans, some of these hardcore Leeds fans, they start looking around going, "Fucking hell, who's pied? It stinks, fucking smelly bastard." These couple have gone in front of us, turn around and go, "Smells like a curry fart, that."
It was fucking Charlie, bro. I'm telling you, it was Charlie.
It wasn't me. It wasn't me. I still
famous
believe it
last
was
words.
Mac, but he'll deny
That's what
it.
the Premier League has to look forward to next season.
Oh my god!
Curry farts. Love it.
Right, so we're coming on to the predictions for this week's upcoming games. We always try and pick teams that we've got fans from the panel with. So Tuesday the 21st, we've got Aston Villa at home to Arsenal. Smiley, let's start with you. What's your prediction for that result?
Be Arsenal. When's that?
Tuesday.
Ooh. I'm trying to think now. You know why? Because am I top at league at the moment?
You are top of the league, yeah.
Oh. I'm trying to think now because we've got listen, 2 unreal predictions, 2-2, and the 2 unreal. I'm gonna go 2-0 Arsenal.
Cully, what are you saying? Aston Villa at home against Arsenal.
I'm bottom of the fucking league.
Yeah, you get one point.
I'm gonna go by the philosophy of if Smiley says it and he's top, I'm gonna go with him. I'm gonna say 2-0 Arsenal now.
That's it. I'm fucking up now. I'm gonna say some 6-0 Arsenal, yo.
Cully's jinxed it. He's ruined it for you.
Arsenal really are a yo-yo club. I think Villa will cause some problems.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'll probably still go. I'll go 2-1 Arsenal this time.
2-1 Arsenal. Harvey, what have you got for that?
I'm gonna ensure Kully doesn't go above me and go 2-1 out. No, I'm not. I'm not gonna go. I'm gonna go 2-1 Villa.
Ooh.
I'm gonna go 1-0 Villa.
1-0 Villa.
Sneaky little goal, and then Arsenal going to struggle.
I'm going to say Arsenal 2-0 as well. I think,
we've got Man City this weekend in the FA Cup. Depending on how that goes, and I'm thinking we're going to lose.
You haven't even played yet. You're already making excuses.
I'm
have some faith in your team, man.
Carly, let's be honest as well. Do you really think you're going to have a chance against City in the FA Cup, bro? Let's be honest.
The last 3 times we played them, they beat us 3-0.
There you go.
City win.
So I reckon we're going to beat them 3-0. Come on, Arsenal! Come
on! Second game for prediction is Liverpool at home against Chelsea. I think that's still a big game. That I mean, I know Liverpool we're saying Liverpool maybe not wanting it as much, but Cully, come to you first. Liverpool Chelsea. What's your prediction for that game?
I'm going to go. It is a very tough game. I think Klopp's going to basically shove a Dundalk up everyone's ass. Shut up, Charlie.
You know that. You see, I've done that to him before. That's why
I've seen you often a bit more than me now. Ever since you mentioned that Leeds thing.
Anytime, mate. I'll do it again if you want. Just pay me right.
I'm telling you, man. He knows that £9 is still due, man. But I think Klopp's going to basically bollock everyone. Chelsea have still got a lot to play for. I think it'll. I don't know. I'm going to probably go 3-2. Actually, no. I'm going to go 2-2. I'll go 2-2 that game.
Harvey?
I'm hoping it's Liverpool win. So I'm going to go with a 3-1 Liverpool.
Chaz?
I mean, I think I don't know the score. I think Liverpool will take it though. I'd have to agree.
Wait, is he putting his tenner in first? Yes or no?
No, I'm doing jokes, me.
I'm doing jokes.
I tell you what, I'll pay you if I win. All right. I reckon Cully's right. I reckon Liverpool. I think they do a bit better after they've had a bit of a wobble, don't they? So, yeah, I think Liverpool will steal that. Do we need a full score prediction?
Full score prediction.
We'll go. You know what? 2-0 to Liverpool.
Smiley?
I'm just going to say this because I think it'd be the most funniest thing ever if Chelsea beat Liverpool when they lift the trophy in an empty stadium would just show what the unachievables have done. Unachievables. That's what they're going to be called. They're going to be called the unachievables, not the unbeatables, the unachievables.
Just remind me what trophy Arsenal got for beating Liverpool last week. Go on, what trophy was it?
I'm going 2-1 Chelsea. 2-1 Chelsea.
I think that Liverpool put up a fight because they're getting the trophy. They're at home. Chelsea have got something to play for and are pretty dangerous. I'm going to say 1-1. I'm going to say 1-1 draw for that.
Watch Liverpool win 3-0 now.
Yeah. Man United, let's see who Man United have got.
No one cares. Man United have got a game against West Ham. Harvey, Man United, West Ham.
Game.
Should be.
West Ham, good team. But they're safe now, innit? 6 points, they're fine, so they'll be on holidays. David Moyes will finally do something good. His contract's still probably with us at United, so I'll go United 4-0.
Cully and United versus West Ham.
He says all that, and then he comes out
Did he
with
say
the most
4-0?
ridiculous score ever. I'm going to analyse everything. Oh, let's balance it out. And then he just comes out with something completely random. I thought he was going to say something sensible then.
Charlie, you've missed the other Man United fan. He would have said 6-0. I bet you anyone.
Charlie was listening thinking, is he going for a draw?
Charlie, the other Man United fans messaged me and he's told me to say that the best Yorkshire team in Premier League next season is going to be Sheffield United. So that's just a warmsy just to introduce you to the
You
group.
know what to do is, Smiley, you know what you need to do there, mate, is, go onto your phone and delete his number. I think it's probably the best thing to do there.
It'd be a blessing.
So they go and then Man United, West Ham.
I think it'll be 2-0 Man United.
Smiley.
Cully's bottom of the table,
2-0.
He's not risking it anymore.
2-0 Man United.
I can't, man.
Chazza.
I'm going West Ham. I'm going to go 2-1 West Ham. Are they on a bounce? Haven't they just had some good results? West Ham?
Yeah.
They've got no pressure on them, and a team with no pressure.
Nothing at all.
That's the thing, and I agree with Harvey that they're safe now. They're done. That's it. They don't need to fight anymore. So I just think they're just going to relax this one now.
I think so too. So I'm going to say
like Arsenal,
3-0 Man United. I think Man United will walk that. Final game for predictions. I know Leeds are playing Derby tomorrow, but I want to talk about Leeds versus Charlton. Predictions for that game, Chaz?
We're gonna smash them.
Smash
them. Yeah. Last game at home, champions. Do you know what I mean? It's going to be brilliant. But it's going to be a tough game. Don't get me wrong. But I hope the boys go out there and they're mad up for it. I reckon we'll do them. I reckon
Score
3-1.
3-1. Cully.
Where are Charlton in the league?
Mid-table-ish.
No, they're bottom. They're near the bottom. They're probably one place above relegation.
I'll tell you where they are.
So they need points.
Oh, sorry.
They do need the points.
They've got something to play for. They're just above the relegation zone at the moment.
Yeah, so they need a win.
I'll go 3-2 Leeds. I think Leeds will win, but I think it'll be that topsy-turvy kind of game, but I think they'll win.
Smiley?
1-0 Leeds.
Bamford to score, yeah?
Yeah. Harvey, what have you got for that?
I don't know who Charlton are playing next. Because if they win that, then they're fine. But I'm not going 5-0 like last week because I won 1-0, so I'm going to go with a 4-0.
Love it.
I'm going to say Leeds are in celebration mood. I don't think they're going to take the foot off the gas. I think this is going to be a parade kind of game where they just go for them. I think Charlton are going to get blitzed here. So I'm not saying anything extreme as Harbour 4-0. I think that Charlton will put up a fight, but I think it'll be comfortable 2-0 Leeds win. Right, so lads, final section of the show is where we vote for our man of the match. Well, I vote for the man of the match, and we vote for our worst performance award. So the man of the match is the person who has performed the best over the show, but we all vote for the worst performance of the word. And bear in mind that 2 guys are missing today, and they will be back next week. So
I think they need to be doing the fucking days.
Yeah, I was going to say, so we can technically include
only
them.
Fair that the guys who miss take the worst performance award. I don't think, and to be fair, I think it'd be really harsh today because I think what we should do is actually select as a team the man of the match because I can't really split it this week. I think there's been great performances across the board. So if everyone's got a pen and a paper or something to write down, can't vote for yourself, pick your man of the match.
You never told me about this and dares and all this.
You're not going to vote me anyway.
That's why we didn't tell you.
You're safe this week.
Am I all right? Do I still need to vote, or can I?
Yeah, you vote for who you think's been the best performer of the show, but you can't vote for yourself.
This is hard this week.
It's a tough one. I couldn't pick. I don't want to pick it because it's been really tough this week.
Let me just tell you something, boys. I was shitting it because I thought you were going to vote me for worst performance because of the internet connection.
And Saka.
Right. Man, you
right.
Back to be honest, it's quite funny, bro.
But I got stopped. I went past 3 red lights. I got stopped by the police, and I said, I'm sorry. I'm doing a podcast. I've got to cuss out Liverpool. He went, off you go, son. Hurry up, off you go.
Are you still fucking trying to get nationality sorted? Yeah.
Yeah, he had
That
an
makes you worst
accent.
performance awards, man. There's
back
no
in
way I
there,
could
didn't it?
vote for you for worst performance after you begged for your immigration status on the show.
Begs. Right, Macker, I'll go
Right.
first quickly. Yeah.
Go on then.
I'm gonna go with the light switch behind Charlie. I think if we're talking about it now, I think for this week Charlie's made some good points, even though he's got a personal vendetta against me. Charlie, move out a bit, man. Your face is already fat, fucking hell.
My pants too tight. My pants too tight, and my cheeks fluff. You know, it's squeezing.
I do think the light switch definitely deserves it. Charlie, for me, I think he deserves it. Real Leeds fan showed up.
My Helder Costa signed shirt here, look.
What's it worth? About £3.
Come on. At least I have the guts to wear my team. You have to switch it to.
I've gone for Chaz Singh.
Chaz Singh.
Me, right, boys. First of all, absolute honour to meet you all and be involved with you all, guys. But the only reason I voted for this guy is because I wanted to write this. And that is the only reason he's the man of the match for me.
I'll take it. I'll actually take it.
It's my man Lully. Yes.
Lot of love, Charles. Lot of love.
Always, brother.
I've gone for Charlie, just for the contact lens situation all those years
ago. We're going to clarify this now.
Right. That's the
okay, let me clarify it.
Yeah, right. We can't finish today's episode. We're going to finish on a high. We want to hear this contact lens story. I'm going to pass it to Kully to tell us the real story, because I know what Chaz's stories are like.
Well, you know Kully's story is going to be.
Let me talk, Charlie.
I'm going to let you talk
before you fucking get your loon and your merch and your fucking masala out. Yeah? Fucking salty. Listen, this is what happened. You can't tell looking at Charlie now. He's a big lad. Yeah. He's about 6 foot fucking summer. I don't know how tall he is. His face really is that fat. And he's got hands like fucking bricks, yeah?
You know what? Sorry to put in.
Let me finish.
I would stand up and show you how tall I am, but genuinely, I am not wearing any pants. I'm not even joking.
You know, I was wondering why I looked so happy when we were talking about Leeds United. I was thinking, what?
His desk goes up.
Did you not notice this bit?
Sorry for the. I'll apologise on Chaz's behalf for interrupting you, Kully. Chaz hasn't been able to talk this much. His missus don't usually let him talk this much. So
this is what I'm saying, bro. This is why I mentioned the permission slip, innit? But going back to it, right? Charlie's a big lad. We were sparring once, and obviously I had my contact lenses in back then, yeah. And I just remember he just clocked me with the fucking dirtiest punch, right? And slow motion, I think a bit of spit came out and my fucking contact lens went flying, bro. And it was like a slow motion thing. I went boom, and I was like, my fucking lens, and Charlie's laughing like, ah. And then basically, that's the long story short, right? He knocked my contact lens out. I didn't get knocked out. I was still standing. We had a bit of a laugh about it afterwards, and yeah, that's the story. Now you want to hear the masala version?
Go on. He's
going to say it was a fucking UFC title fight.
He misses out all the bits where he's been giving me crap. You know, the bits where he's going, oh, Charlie, you're too fat. Oh, Charlie, you're too slow. Oh, you can't bob, you can't weave, you can't do this. And he's just totally took out the whole style of it. Mate, I rolled it. Left hook, boom, landed. Sent his eyeball somewhere else. You know, he looked like Rocky. You know, have you all met his cousin Arjun? Instead of shouting, "Hey to you," Kully was laying on the floor. Kully was laying on the floor at Wakefield Road.
That's bullshit. I say straight out.
Arjun! Yeah, he was gone. He was gone when he got up.
Charlie, swear down, I fell. I didn't even drop.
I can't see on my left eye. Oh, mate, he was gone.
I didn't even drop. So badly, I didn't even drop his chance. But he did catch me, and it was a clean shot.
He's getting all upset.
We will definitely have the rematch.
We'll do the rematch.
We'll definitely have the rematch. We'll definitely get you guys in a ring and film that. It'll be one for the ages.
Fuck that, I ain't going to do that, my man.